Hello, hello. Welcome back to Let's Talk Ray Bradbury. Today we are up to episode 26 of 100 in this ongoing series. Today we are looking at A Little Journey by Ray Bradbury from the 1951 edition of Galaxy Sci-Fi magazine. In this story, an elderly lady named Mrs. Bellows is nearing the end of her life, and she's been endlessly searching for a way to get closer to God. She's gone to every sort of church, joined every sort of cult, talked to mystics, spent a lot of money, but she's never gotten closer. Finally, she sees an advertisement that reads, "Come to Mars, stay at the Ficral Resortium for 1 week and then go on into space and the greatest adventure life can offer. Send for free pamphlet, near my God to thee, excursion rates, round trip slightly lower." So she spends her life savings and she finds herself on Mars for 7 days at the Resortium, as it's called, which turns out is pretty rundown, not too fancy, not what you would expect after spending so much money. After her week is up, the proprietor, Mr. Fickrell, comes out and he says, "Sorry, we're not quite ready. You can stay here a little longer, low cost, low rates. Our ship isn't ready yet." By this point, there's a lot of people who are getting angry, dissatisfied. Some of the people had been there for weeks on delay. Finally, Mrs. Bellows steps up and says, basically, "I demand to see our ship." And he takes them to a ship, which is an old, beat-up, dilapidated rocket that couldn't possibly survive any type of journey. Suddenly, Mr. Fickrell gets really scared. He admits that it was all a scam. "I was just trying to take your money. I don't know how to find God." The ladies, they come to the conclusion that, we're out here, we spent all our money, we have nothing to go back to on Earth, so we're going to take our journey, we paid for it. So they strap into the rocket, and just after they get out of Mars orbit, it explodes. The women are thrown out through the front. Old Mr. Fickrell is sent plummeting into the sun, and with the last few minutes of air in her lungs, in her suit, Mrs. Bellows sort of imagines that there among the other bodies that are floating, she can see God on the horizon reaching out with his golden hand to bring her home. But of course, she's dying of asphyxiation. So, interesting little sci-fi story. The last several stories that I've done here for Ray Bradbury have not been sci-fi. It's pretty good to go back into that realm. This story is primarily about, charlatans bilking the elderly. That is a problem that we have even today. This was apparently still a thing in 1951 as well. But religions scamming people, that is a time-honored tradition, unfortunately. I do love the symbolism of Mr. Fickrell falling into the sun as if falling into hell, whereas the others were thrust out into the universe, into space, into the unknown. Ultimately, Mrs. Bellows, she does die, and I feel like in a strange way, the moral of the story here is that the only way to meet God is through death. So in a sort of a twisted, roundabout way, these events that she's gone through, being cheated, being scammed, has actually prepared her to die and to meet her maker in the only way possible. So I thought that was a pretty interesting turn by Mr. Bradbury here. All right, guys, A Little Journey by Ray Bradbury, 1951, Galaxy magazine. It's a good tale. The best Bradbury tale that I've read recently. Few of them have been duds, but it looks like we're getting deeper into the heart of this book and things are warming up. We'll be back next time with Any Friend of Nicholas Nickleby's is a Friend of Mine, so be sure to tune in for that. If Ray Bradbury is something you feel like you want to hear more of, please give this video a thumbs up, please subscribe, and until next time, see you later.